I work with an organization called Tech Connect Africa, and the goal is to bring all the techies from Africa together in the diaspora. Right? Well, I'm actually from Ghana. I was born and raised in Kumasi, but I live in Accra now.
Abusia tie nyabotre entwem tie oti Germany oti Germany ene me wo good news be edimao what I buy fan send wave money transfer sa app no ya edim Ghana ni ene di buy na sa app we abusia se we dey send sika ho over advantages bebree and one a year very reliable. Two, all the send is 1 minute. Now can do baby I will send. Obetnya mobile money. Obetnya bank transfer. Afe, the start app so a very simple. Omo here details baby. Omo here complicated way. A simple. Now we tap and see set open say we send this home. Call App Store. Phone bio is be a smart. You use internet be also be ano. Call App Store. Now type send wave money transfer. Obehu a yellow bisa. Now I dey what download it. O download it now I register. Now we register me part be bretie. On baby as small as any party be da do any party kakre kitu be da hono. Press so press so baby say promo code. Promo code now the mean Aisha ho. Evans EVANS. Evans EVANS. O the fashion ho. O the show how they check your account. Mo say the 10 you are there. I'm free. I 10 you. Now them say ta after 10 you no and then no o send sika ho. O send sika sharp. Onti ahwe zero fee onti ahwe. Echie no nso na ebisia sika no send ya pa na edu. Enti no ebisia o pese o send sika ko Ghana bia na ma nda wakoma so. Ya diem send wave money transfer. Bomodin na esi sa app we. Ya diem use. Na ebisia medamwase na me nshamo. Bye bye. Yeah, Lens podcast. Another wonderful section. I have here a very, very brilliant and multi-talented guy. His name is Big Kobe. I mean, I had a Big Kobe. His name is Kobe, but I will call him Big Kobe. You know, he's a tech. I'll use the word again. Tech whiz, tech whiz kid. You know, he is actually very, very brilliant guy who is inventing a lot in the tech field. You know, changing the narrative of you know, the African mentality towards tech, you know, and he's also into so many things. And today, I have him here to tell us a bit more and also educate us more about tech and the importance of tech and exactly what he does. So, Kobe, welcome to Lynch Podcast.
Thank you. You've been using Wiz since I got here.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I keep telling you that Wiz will get me in trouble. Where we are from, if you say Wiz, wizard, sure. It's a different thing. And as we get on the conversation, I'll explain to you why I would rather say I'm a tech enthusiast.
A tech pro. Should I use the tech?
The pros are the Elons and all these big people. Me, I'm coming small.
You're coming small.
Yeah.
Our future Elon, huh?
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, our future Elon.
Yeah.
Ah, cool, bro, cool. So tell me, who is Kobe? Where does Kobe come from?
Well, I'm actually from Ghana. I was born and raised in Kumasi, but I live in Accra now. Yeah, so I'm just.
Is Kobe married? I mean, kids?
Well, that's a personal question.
I know, right?
Yeah, but yeah, I have somebody, so I'm not on the market really. Yeah.
Okay, Kobe's not on the market, man. Kobe's out of the market, so be careful, girls.
I'm not on the market, yeah.
So, Kobe, so you left Accra to Kumasi, you know.
No, it's the other way around.
Sorry, you left Kumasi to Accra, exactly. Yeah. And then you started working in Accra, right?
No, basically, so I always loved music. I used to, even when I was in school, I used to work as a DJ.
Okay.
And I played at a radio station in Kumasi.
Oh, which radio station?
It's called the Tech FM.
Tech FM, okay.
Tech FM, yeah, that's
with Tech FM.
Yeah, that's I think that's the oldest radio station in Kumasi.
Wow.
And as at that time it was the biggest as well. I don't know right now because I have
a lot. You have a lot going on.
I haven't really checked, but so I played as a DJ there, even in school, and through music I got to meet an artist that actually was based in Accra, so I had to move to Accra to work with the artist as a business manager, because back in Kumasi I was doing promotions and stuff as well, as I being a radio DJ at the time.
Okay. So you were a DJ and into promotion at the same time, and you became a business
manager.
Okay, for which artist?
Actually, for Bisakede.
For Bisakede.
Yeah, I worked with him for a while.
Oh, interesting. So you were Bisakede's business manager
for a while.
For how many years?
Let's say maybe 4 or 5.
4 years. Yeah. Okay, so if someone says they are business manager for an artist, what exactly do you do for the artist?
No, basically we look at how the artist will make more money, I'll say, aside just the shows and the streaming and all those type of things. So things like endorsement deals, synchronization deals. We just look out for the deals and bring it to the artist, and also we work out the nitty-gritties of you know, the business contract in such a way that they will be able to gain or benefit more. You know, you work in the artist's interest when it comes to these type of deals.
And so how did this switch to tech? I mean, because these things have nothing in common, right?
I mean, well, music and I mean, one thing I always say is that everybody is into tech, whether they know it or not, in a sense, because it's either you are making the tech or you are producing it, or you are using the tech.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
You're right.
So if you are using the application, you have an idea what tech is. So you are into tech, right?
Yeah.
So basically through events and stuff like that, I also did tech in school.
Okay, you did tech in school?
Yeah, I did a bit of tech. So I had an idea how some of these things work. And I was already doing events here and there, so it made more sense to actually see what they need. And I've always been the person that likes to solve problems, you know. So basically seeing where there are problems and fixing it is what it's natural, like with me.
I see.
So with these events, I was meeting more startups and people with different ideas and creating things and all that.
And what kind of event was it? Was it a normal event? I mean, we have different kind of
events. I've had music events.
Music events, okay.
Before. Okay. And then eventually I got into tech events.
Tech events.
Tech events.
Okay, so educate us a bit about tech events. What is tech events? I mean.
Yeah. So I work with an organization called Tech Connect Africa, and the goal is to bring all the techies from Africa together in the diaspora, right? That's the goal. And we host conferences in 5 countries, and we've done it for 4 years now. This is the 4th year. So, I mean, the countries is Ghana, Nigeria, Rwanda, Kenya, and South Africa. And it's been successful so far, bringing all the techies and tech that is focused on Africa. The goal is to build an ecosystem of tech that embodies our culture as a people, right? So we've run these events in all these countries. Also, we partner with organizations like Web Summit. We've done 2 events in Canada with them. We've done 2 in Portugal with them, and then we've done 1 in Qatar. That was earlier this year. And also we've partnered with organizations like Africa Business Heroes. It's a subsidiary of the Jack Ma Foundation, the Alibaba Group.
Alibaba Group.
Yeah, and then we've done their satellite events for their program that they do every year that gives some kind of funding to startups in Africa.
Okay.
Not in tech.
So
in general,
Okay.
So they sample, they pick startups from different countries and
in Africa.
Yeah, they do like a competition and choose who can win.
Yeah.
The money is quite good, so
yeah,
it's a good initiative.
And did anybody win from Ghana when you started?
I think last year we only did that this year.
This year,
that one, but they've been doing it for like 5 years, 5 or 6 years, I think. I think last year somebody won from Ghana. Actually, 2 people won from Ghana. I think, yeah, 2 people won from Ghana, right? But now Tech Connect Africa is becoming more of it has become a chamber of commerce where, tech startups are, we bring everybody together into one space and give them the value that will help them scale up and expand and all that, those type of things, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Got a lot going on, bro.
Yeah.
So fast forward, you did all this in Africa, right? And then it looks like you are really flourishing in Africa. I mean, Ghana specifically, but not just Ghana, across Africa, because you travel to several countries to host tech conferences and all that. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you are in Germany. So tell me what's happened.
So I'll start with how this whole idea started. So I went to Rwanda.
Okay.
And where I was staying in Rwanda, obviously I don't know the owner of the building,
the hotel or whatever you were living, right?
So I'm just one morning came downstairs and I met one man standing there. He asked me where you're from.
I'm talking.
Yeah, he's African.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the power of collaboration.
Collaboration, yeah, you're right.
So he spoke to, he said, I said good morning.
Yeah.
Right? He said, hey, good morning. Are you from West Africa? Yeah, I'm from West Africa. We started having a conversation. And we started talking about the problems that we face, like East Africa versus West Africa, just trying to figure out. And then through conversation, we came up with an idea. I'm like, listen, let's build something that will, we are talking about health system.
Yeah. Is he also into tech, or
he's also into tech.
Okay.
He's deep into tech.
Oh, okay. He's more deeper.
Yeah, he's deeper. So he was asking me what I'm doing in Rwanda, and I told him about the event, and he was just breaking things down.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's create something that will solve this problem. Right? So we brainstormed that morning.
Yeah.
I got back to Ghana, I registered the business, and then we started, doing the prototypes and stuff like that.
Wow.
So we came up with different things, right? And one of the initial things that we came up with is to have a ring that can hold information or hold records, right?
Okay.
Whether health or contacts, right?
So probably personal information.
Personal information, whatever thing. So we came up with a ring idea. We did the first one, and in Ghana, I will approach people like this ring I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
That is my business or my contact.
Okay.
Ring.
Everything is on the ring.
Yes, just like you have your business
card.
So all I have to do is tap it behind any cell phone device,
Whoa.
like this, and then the information will pop up.
Okay. Can you demonstrate that for people to see?
Yes. So all you have to do is just even right now, as soon as it touches the back, my information pops up, right?
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
So that's how it works, right? Then I realized that in Ghana, because of spirituality and other things,
it's affecting all food, no?
Yeah, it is. It should actually impact in a positive way, but sometimes we take it left and it messes up.
Personal.
Yeah, everything. I realized that I'll do this and people will think it's some kind of voodoo or magic or something.
Oh my God.
And one guy was like, this is the mark of 666 and all those type of things. And
what? It's a mark of 666?
Yes, he even, one guy actually quoted the scripture. I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
That is too much. I don't want to
listen to it.
So I have to refine the idea and figure out what works best, right? Now, we sat down again. We thought about it. I'm like, okay, let's use wood.
Wow.
Recycled wood.
Yeah. Before you continue, then, did you think? Did it actually affect you? I mean, you coming up with all this idea with the energy, that, oh God, I have something in me that I want to bring out to the society to help to secure our personal information, which is very vital. Then somebody comes to you and say things like this to you out of their religious, sarcastic, perspectives. How did you feel at this?
Well, one thing I would say is that traveling around has actually really opened my mind. So sometimes when people pass certain comments about certain things, it doesn't get me really, because your level of understanding is different.
You're right.
You understand?
You're right.
Like, for example, if you tell, I'm not trying to stereotype, but if you tell an African to meet you at a certain time, and they are late 10-20 minutes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right? But being in Germany, if you schedule a time with somebody and you are even 5 minutes late, it's an insult to that person. Do you understand?
Bro, you see what you're talking about?
There are levels to the understanding of people in different places.
Perfectly.
Right?
You're right.
So I don't take it as an offense, but then it gives me the opportunity to actually explain to people that, okay, this is not what you think.
Yeah.
But it's the other way around. Some people will argue.
Yeah.
Then you leave them alone. Right? To stay in their space.
Yeah.
Because it works for them. If it's not working for them, they wouldn't do it.
You're right.
You get what I'm trying to say? So I don't really, I see that's a normal thing. People will just think the way they want to think.
And so don't you think it affects others as well? Like, maybe you are stronger because you've traveled a lot. There are a lot of people out there that are intelligent or smart to do so many things. And do you think this affects them that they could not even continue what they are doing? I mean, in Africa.
Yeah, people have different temperaments, and everybody receives criticisms in different ways.
Yeah, you're right.
But what I will say is that I actually like to be criticized.
Okay.
I like when people criticize my work or what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that actually helps me shape whatever I'm doing to make it better. So I'll only advise people that are creating things or doing things that if somebody criticizes your work, even if you know at the back of your mind that this person just hates you, just take that, because they are the ones that will tell you the truth.
You're right.
I say that to say this. We live in I would say a low society. Like Europeans, I'm making an example, in a high society based on trust. So then that's why they are able to depend on their system, because they will tell you as it is.
Of course, nothing to hide.
Right?
Yeah,
they won't sugarcoat. Right? Yeah. But in our society, let's say I walked here and let's say my shoes are stinking.
Yeah.
A German will tell you your shoes stinking.
Of course. Perfect. They will tell you right away.
And
no hard feelings.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. An African might not actually tell you what it is, but then they will sugarcoat the thing and sometimes probably not tell you and go tell the next person about you.
You're right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You're right.
Which is not good, right? So if you find an African that is criticizing you, then you should be thankful because somebody is sort of telling you the truth.
The truth.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say.
The problem is how they criticize you. If a white man is criticizing you, they are just probably trying to be honest with you. But the way you are being criticized in Africa is quite different. There's a bit of hypocrisy there.
I mean, it's there, right?
Sometimes in a case where they don't even like you and they don't like what you do.
Right.
So even if it's correct or what you're doing is good, they just want to, find a way to discourage you so that you don't even continue anymore.
So and that is why you need I would say you need a God's brain to back whatever you are doing, because it gets tiring when people keep saying things, but instead of seeing it as a negative comment, see it as a comment that will help you make it better. So let your work speak.
Speak for you.
If I come and I say, hey, I produced this, it's, oh, this is not even good, it can't do X, Y, Z, it can't do X, Y, Z. You've taught me another thing. So I'll go and sit down and do the thing in such a way that you wouldn't have anything to say again.
You're right. You're right.
So I'll let my work
so basically
speak.
It encourages you.
Exactly. You have to see criticism as encouragement. So wherever it's coming from, there is a measure of truth about it.
Yeah.
Somebody might say, oh, let's say with these things I'm creating, what if you lose it? What if this? What if that? And I'll tell you, okay, if you lose it, X, Y, Z is going to happen.
Yeah.
Or you've advised me, so I'm going to go add this feature so you can find it wherever it is.
It's actually not in Ghana alone. I mean, the Ghanaians here as well. Sometimes they criticize you, and you sit down and you think, okay, is it really what they? You know. So anyway, so let's get back to business.
Right. So with this thing, it had a lot of issues. Negative comments and all that.
Okay.
So I just had to sit down and refine the idea. And then I realized that it would make more sense to use sustainable means to create these things. So I switched to producing with wood.
In wood. And so you switch from the ring to wood.
To wood, yeah.
Do you have any here to show the people?
Yeah. I think I have. Yeah. So I created these ones in the form of like wooden keychain. Yeah. So it's just your keychain, but then it has more function than just a keychain.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's in two forms. The key, it's not only in keychains. I have it in necklaces, bracelets.
Okay, you have in necklaces and everything.
Yeah, in so many different forms.
Keys.
Yeah, keys. Like this one doubles as my business card as well.
Okay, the necklace.
Yeah, the necklace.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I have it even in cufflinks, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So I created these things in wood, using recycled wood. I spoke to one Ghanaian artisan, Joseph, who is also very creative. So
in tech?
He's not actually in tech, but then that's the power of collaboration.
Yeah, you're right.
So I just saw his work and I'm like, I would like to work out this thing. I just gave him the concept and in 30 minutes we had created something.
In 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I my part, we do the back ends. He designs the casing and we just figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you created all this in Ghana?
Yeah.
Not in Europe, not in China, nowhere.
So
you created this in Ghana?
You can see behind this one, it says made in Ghana.
Yeah.
You can see it, right?
Made in Ghana,
made in Ghana. So I do all this production.
And it says scan in case of emergency.
In case of emergency. So this one is for health.
It's for health.
So you keep all your health information on this
Whatever
one.
I have, whatever sickness I have, I can keep it on this card.
This card.
This small card.
Exactly.
Wooden card.
This wooden keychain. Key holder. So in case of emergency, first responders can give you the kind of help. You might say, oh, some smartphones has this concept already. Yeah, they do. But what if your phone dies?
Yeah. Or
what if the person is unconscious and can't unlock the phone at that point?
But on here, I mean, even in the hospital, they can just
scan it.
And then you have your details.
Yes, and it works with almost every smartphone.
Wow.
And it has encryption levels based on who is using it and how they would like to customize it to their purpose.
Wow.
So if you don't want people to see all your details, you can put it in the medical journal, but password protected. Your primary doctor has access to it, and the
doctor
medical
team.
Yeah, they have access. So the ordinary person cannot have that access. Wow. But they can have access to the measure like your allergies, blood type, and all those type of information. You can keep it on this one.
Yeah. So one question I wanted to ask is this since working in Ghana? I mean, to you personally.
Yeah.
You have your details, everything. Does it work in Ghana?
Yeah, it works everywhere. If you have your phone, I can just use it right now. So, I mean, you see, you just unlock the phone and just tap it.
Wow.
So with the business card situation, you don't even have to print the paper business cards anymore. You just get you a bond. It's called bond.
Yeah.
You get you a bond, and then you put in your details, and after that you save it. The next time you tap on a person's phone, it transfers your information.
Wow. So it's usually even help for less paper, right?
Less paper, yeah. We're just saving the environment, you know?
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of tree and water damaging to produce paper.
You're right.
Yeah, so it makes more sense.
Less paper system.
And of course, once again, if I show you my bag right now, it's like so many business cards from people that I've actually met here in Germany.
Okay.
So, yeah, it makes more sense.
And are they interested in what you do?
Oh yeah, 100%. So, this company is very young, but we were selected to be part of a German business exchange program with Ghana.
Okay. So is that why you came?
Yeah, that's why I'm
Ghana
here. So I'm here on a
business exchange
trip.
Wow.
Where the German government picked top 10
tech biscuits.
I mean, not necessarily
tech pros,
but
I mean,
you know, innovative ideas and sustainable ideas that are actually in Ghana that has potential here in Germany as well. So we've been on this tour, and we've been meeting, you know, some of the top politicians and some of the, you know, stakeholders and decision makers in Germany that is actually buying into our idea. The one that they actually looked at is the one that keeps health information.
Wow.
It's something.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the problems Germans face here is the health system, you know, because you realize that whenever you're going to hospital, your files are like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too much, you know. Even when if you spend like 3 days in the hospital, when you're coming, the paper is like, you know, it's crazy.
So,
you know.
With this system, it's easier to carry everything on a small keychain.
Yeah.
And you know, it brings convenience, and it's also sustainable in the long run.
Yeah.
So we've been here. I've met a lot of people, actually, a lot of people in government positions and you know, the top hierarchy.
Yeah.
And it's been very interesting so far. You can see the difference.
Someone would say, this is magnificent, honestly. I mean, coming from Africa, yeah, we are from a third world country. One question I wanted to ask, you know, these things that you do, I mean, it's really interesting, especially a young guy, coming from a young guy, you know, from all the way from a third world country, you know, and I wanted to ask, with you and you've been recognized by the German government immediately. They flee you here, you know, to experience more and add to what you have, you know. So what about where you come from? What's the opportunities there with these things you do?
So it's actually I'm on it trying to implement it some of these things in Ghana, but you know that the system out there is I met one top official, a senior expert here, and we're having a conversation, and he was like, you know, here they don't like to take risk, but they pay for mistakes, so somebody can correct something. So while you are in school, there's a whole lot of opportunities, a whole lot of different fund and grants and stuff like that that supports students that are trying to actually make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Back home, it's not like that, right? Back home, even if you have a great idea which can actually help on the national level, if you are not affiliated to a political party, it's almost impossible
for you to do it.
You know, and scaling up, there are a few opportunities for you to actually tap into to actually effect the change that you are looking at.
You're right.
Else, everything has to come from your pocket, pretty much. So
okay, so you have to sponsor yourself. I mean, in
pretty
Africa,
much, yeah.
You have to do everything yourself.
Everything by
so
yourself.
Basically, everything you have, you do it yourself. There was no sponsorship.
There hasn't been any sponsorship just yet. Nobody, well, in Ghana, nobody has actually. So I'm gradually getting it. Like the stuff is out there, right? So I'm gradually pushing it into the market.
Yeah.
Ghana, I have two challenges. Not only the financing of the whole project, or getting access to the right people to finance it, but also the mentality of the people when it comes to tech. It's something that is very, very hard to get people to understand that this is the new way of life. We are not going back again. So this is how we're going forward. You know, so that is one of the major challenges. I think that the mindset of the people it's actually a big challenge. But gradually it's changing. You know, gradually people are getting it into knowing most of these things. Right? So gradually it's changing, but then it takes time. It wouldn't be like Europe. Like, you know, in Europe, the
system is already set up. So.
It's already set up, so they are kind of used to some of the things. It's just applying the new ones, right?
Yeah.
But back home, it's a different story. It's gradually picking up. Yeah.
See, interesting. And talking about politics a bit there, you know, I would like to ask one question from there. You know, there's, you know, it's a political season, right? And one politician, what's the name? Dr. Baumia, his campaign is mainly about tech, you know, where he talks about digitalization. But, you know, how do you see this? I mean, from your perspective.
I think it's a very, very good initiative, but only if it will be implemented after the election.
Yeah, I mean, there has been a couple of implementations already. You being a tech guy, you know, some website that has been in the system for some time, you know, the address, I've not been to Ghana for so many years, but I read on the internet, right? The address system, you know, whatever, post office.
I get what you mean. I don't quite like talking about this subject, but I don't hide truth.
I mean, truth is always important. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't know if the post system is still working on that, but the last time I tried to use it, it wasn't working. I don't know about others. People may argue. Also, they have this website where you can actually check the duty you're paying for your vehicle. That website is not working. Last I checked. There are so many things that he has implemented that is not actually working. Yes, he has a good mindset, but then it boils down to the people that are running these systems, right? People are used to doing behind the door things. Right?
You're right.
You know, all these bribery and corruption and all those types of things. Sometimes you blame the politicians, but then it boils down to the people, He has a good mindset. But he can't run everything on his own. He needs the people to run it. Are they going to run it efficiently? You see the metros, the bus system here, very nice.
I see.
But in 2000, in Kufuor's administration, he brought some buses that were almost similar. I'm sure if we had run the system, it would have been better by now. Where are the buses now? You get what I'm saying? So sometimes some of these initiatives are very good initiatives. They might be coming from genuine intentions, but is it actually going to be implemented? It's the Ghanaian mindset. It's the Ghanaian mindset.
Could it be that it's because it has to do with the government? If it was a private sector, do you think it will be taken serious?
I, as a private person, I'll make sure my systems run.
Yeah, you're right.
And one major issue that you encounter when doing business, especially in Ghana, is the people that you are working with. If you don't take care, they'll end your business for you.
They'll run it down for you.
They'll run it down for you, right? So whatever thing that a Ghanaian thinks is for the government, from the top to the bottom, sometimes the accountant is embezzling some of the money. So if the driver is selling the engine to go and spend the money, he doesn't care, because if he's checked, we might find something in his stuff too.
Wow.
I came to, I've been to several different countries in Europe. Like,
I mean, I've seen that you travel a lot. Switzerland, Denmark,
Portugal, Sweden, and all this.
What do you do there in these countries?
I just go and check it out. Because one thing also is that traveling has taught me more than school ever did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to treat everybody that if you have the means, you should travel, because it teaches you a lot. It opens your mind to so many different things. You meet so many different people, so many ideas, so many inspiration from different things. So many angles to think from. Traveling has taught me a lot, so I try my best. If I have the means, of course, I go and see all these different places. And
interesting.
And you can realize that this whole system is based on trust.
You're right.
The system is based on trust.
Even individually.
Yeah. Because he knows he can count on that next person, so he also do his part.
You're right. It actually teaches you that, or force you not to do the wrong thing.
No, exactly.
I mean, you can't ask a kid or a mature person in Europe to lie.
It's not gonna happen.
They would never lie. That's true.
I saw a shop in Switzerland. It's not a shop. It's like, you see the fireplace where they get the wood from.
Yeah.
You take this stuff and you pay for it.
Yeah.
Nobody is there.
Nobody's there. You just pay yourself.
You pay yourself.
Yeah.
Even the train systems in Germany.
Yeah. There's a milk shop in around the area here. Not here, actually, a small town, like a few minutes drive from here. It's like a small shop. You pick whatever milk you want. You pay yourself and you go. Nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
Yeah. Your honesty. I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even in Germany, I have the Deutschland ticket, of course.
Yeah.
But I get in the train. I don't get. Nobody will ask you anything.
No, nobody. It's only when the control comes.
Random checks sometimes. But they only do that because they just want to make sure the system is working.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there are times when you realize that even when they come to the train, the typical German, they always have their ticket.
Yeah.
The only foreigners, when they get caught, it's the foreigners.
Always. Usual suspects.
The foreigners, you're right.
But then we blame it on other things, like racism, like hate, like... And I keep saying that I haven't experienced racism.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't.
Okay.
In a way. But sometimes too, we blame them, but you cannot blame them. Because when crime is coming, very often it comes from, unfortunately, foreigners.
You're right. You're right.
You understand? Even in Ghana, there are some countries that the people in Ghana see them and they think, oh, this person, they are bad people.
It's
you know what I'm saying? So if you come to this side,
I mean, here their system is already fixed, and you are coming, so there should be a concern or worry that maybe
you're coming to mess things up. So that's the only thing. So when I say I haven't experienced racism, that's what I'm talking about. I've been to buildings and I've been able to pay for things, and they now change their attitude towards you because they feel like, oh, it's probably coming here to beg. And it also boils down to the way we relate to each other here.
Yeah. The character, the behavior, and everything.
We the Africans here in Germany, like I've observed, like there's no unity. If you look at all the other communities, there is unity. There's unity in the Asians, the Indians, the Arabs. Africans, no.
You're right. You're very right. It's something that we try to talk about every time, but when you talk more about it, it also becomes like a hate for you. In the community,
it's a sad
the way of understanding is very difficult for so many people. So some people just decide to stay on their lane, because even if you meet a colleague or somebody from the same country, communication is even a problem. it's sad.
It's very sad because as soon as you see another black person walking and
you feel like you want to say
they just pull their phone out and they start like they are doing something and it's just funny, right?
So let's go back to tech. I like to talk about this because you are so good at it.
Well, I'm sure.
So now what are your plans? You are here in Germany, right? And to have this exchange program, do you have interest in going back to Ghana, set up a tech hub?
Not a tech hub. I mean, Tech Connect Africa is already having the Chamber of Commerce thing set up, and that's one of the things that we'll be looking at, setting tech hubs, and maybe some of the CSR will be, giving back to like STEM education and stuff like that. But for the Bond Tech, going back to Ghana, I'm trying to plug in properly, like get to the different spaces. So probably register the business on this side, but which will operate the European side, but also still have the Ghana side running as well. Because I think it's tech that is actually needed, and the reason, and even now, because
of course.
There's a lot of medical negligence in Ghana, and the health workers go scot-free.
This is why I want to come in. In Ghana, there's a question before we go to the, the hospitals and the medical services. In our schools, free education is there, all right. It's okay. I don't want to talk about it, but tech actually. In our basic education, how I mean,
well, I'll say that.
It's not funny though, right? It's a sad thing, right?
Yeah, it's very sad, and I always say that most of the things that I learned, I didn't learn it from the Ghanaian school system. I had to find my way to learn things. Even on the level, it's
all about reading, chew and pour.
Yeah, it's chew and pour, because your teacher or your lecturer or professor will want to hear exactly what he told you and nothing else. We are taught to follow and not to lead. So we are taught to follow and not to lead. So most Ghanaians, I'll say, do not take initiative.
I mean, is it even in a system? Is it implemented that being in school, tech has to be part of the education?
You should.
I mean,
they teach tech in our basic schools, but of course,
is it not a bit different? Because the technical
it's very different. Now that people are branching out to coding and all these type of things, teaching the kids very early. Before it was just you go there, you sit down, they give you Mavis Beacon. You start typing, this is a mouse, right click, left click, this is a monitor, this is a system unit. No. You are just telling people how to identify things. It's a start though, but that is not actually how, in my understanding, I don't think that's the best way to teach tech. And also another problem is our teaching staff. How many people are actually or have knowledge about tech to teach?
You're right.
Because most of our teachers are. you get what I'm saying? So
you're right.
It becomes a.
So about schools, right? It's a bit sad because I don't know. You barely hear even your kid talk about tech in Ghana because there's nothing. They don't teach in the system. These things. We are only focused on free, which is not a bad idea, honestly. Yeah, but I believe these things are the future, and it's actually not working in our country. Like, it's too low. So, I mean, when I see a guy like you talk about tech, and I'm like, wow, I'm shocked, because you barely say it. But if it's a guy from here, I wouldn't be shocked, because there are thousands of them, It's...
But trust me, there are a lot of talent in Ghana.
Yeah, of course.
Like the people I came with, there are people that we go to all these senior experts and we have to talk to them about the things that we are working on, and they are shocked. Like we thought Africa doesn't have infrastructure. How do you do it?
Exactly. This is it.
Yeah, and we let them understand that it's just the resilience in us. We just figure out a way to do it. But I think if we are given the necessary resources and infrastructure to start building from a younger age, we will advance more. Because there's a lot of talent in Ghana when it comes to tech. I've met people. I've met, you know, even young people that will surprise you with the things that they are doing. They just need the kind of support and help, you know. And they will tell you here in Germany is that we start from the
scratch. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, from basic, you know, they teach them and they grow up with it. But here in our case, nobody learns anything about this thing. Nothing about tech. It's being taught in school. You know,
it's a sad situation. I think one thing that the government should really look at in Ghana is the quality of education. I think they should actually change the education system.
The quality of education
because
is most important.
The pace at which the world is going right now is such that they cannot just be doing mediocre stuff and expect greater results.
Exactly.
Also, they should also look at the private sector and the stereotypical Ghanaian mentality of, oh, these are kids, they don't know what they are doing. There are so many amazing people, young, even kids like teenagers, doing amazing stuff. Right?
I mean, look at a guy like you, you know, with all these brains, you know, and you barely get a government support in the country. It's really sad. I mean, I had wished with all this, you could actually, apart from, you know, having it as your own business, you could have the chance to go from school to school, to have a little bit of experience with the kids, talk to them, you know, about how important tech is. You know, how important even it is to have things like this in your life that, you know, in case of emergency, if there's nobody there, they can use it on you. You know, because one thing I know in Ghana is sometimes a relative passes on and then you ask, oh, what happened? Oh, it's not a TNA, or he has a headache, and then he's gone.
Right.
You know, you realize that, how come? And then they blame it on some other things. But then you realize that we have a big problem in the system, you know. There's no advance, nothing. Sometimes you see somebody that say, he's dead in a bus. I saw them like, maybe he just had a heart attack.
There's no knowledge about, you know, and the basic things that you know, Europeans or people from the West will pay attention to are the things we take for granted.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
There are certain things you hear, especially some moves that the government made. There's a story actually, you know, that one of the experts was doing a research on Ghana, and he couldn't understand why they will use some huge sums of money to actually venture into certain things and rather not do it the other way. And he was trying to find answers. And
I think we value more of buildings. TikTok, you know, he has built this bridge. He has built this, like, you know, like the people from Dubai, you know. But in the Europeans, they don't really care about this, and they care about the human life. They care about how important it is for you to survive, so you can work and pay tax.
To some extent, I also think that the politicians, they deliberately do some of these things so that the people, you know, they only follow what they see, right? So they just put in these things to make it look like that is success. Right? If you look at how an European or an American, and I'm not saying they are better people than all other humans.
Of course, everybody will understand what we're talking about here.
But if you look at the way they measure success, it's very different from the way we measure success.
Exactly.
You know, which, once again, our mindsets should be.
I think we should go plain here. We should go plain here. No, let's be serious. The way we measure success in Ghana is about how many houses I have.
How many houses.
How much money I have in my account.
And all that. And it's not about the impact that you actually have on society.
No.
You know, which is a bad thing. You know, people will have money and I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have
it's
cars.
It's good to have money,
but you know, what is the impact?
Yeah.
What example are you setting to, you know, inspire the young ones? I keep talking about these type of things. You know, even our planning culture is bad, right? I was talking to a friend the other day. I was telling him we have Tetakwashi roundabout, which is somewhere else other than where he was actually born.
Yeah.
Moving around, traveling around, you realize that most of these Western countries.
We have Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra.
But you can actually build another one in Nkrofo, where he was born. Have a statue.
That's where it's supposed to be.
You understand? They have a Beethoven, Louis van Beethoven.
Yeah.
His statue in Bonn.
Of course.
Because that's where he's from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
So Bonn being a small city,
it is a tourist attraction there.
It is one. And if a child is growing up in Bonn and they see these things all the time, they know at the back of their head that you can start small in this city, but you can become big like that guy. So you can bring the kind of change that this guy brought.
Of course.
If the Tetakwashi statue is in Teshi
village,
I think it's from Teshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody or the kids going to, Mommy, who is this? Oh, this is Tetakwashi. He's from here.
He's born here.
He was born and raised here.
Yeah.
But he went to Fernando Po. He brought Cocoa. And
right.
now is that is what inspires the kids.
Mentality.
You know?
Yeah.
That is what actually helps these kids move, even through music.
Yeah.
These are petty things that, you know, they pay attention to.
Yeah.
Coming to Germany, there are so many sites that are blocked.
Look,
because they don't want people to start reasoning a certain
over
way.
here, you can't even watch films on the internet.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't.
So
you can't just go to the internet and click, I want to watch. It's not possible.
No.
And if I live here, if I want to support the football team, I'll support the team
that is local. And
they
will choose Germany first.
Of course.
Or you will choose Duisburg first over Cologne. Not because Duisburg is better, but because
the culture.
This is
where I'm from. So I have to support the team here. I have to go to the stadium. I have to pay the ticket to have income to support the team. This is why I can confidently say that even here, the smallest team here from Duisburg is better than the first class team in Ghana. Yeah. I mean financially or whatever.
I mean in every way.
Yeah.
I mean, of course.
Infrastructure, everything.
Yeah.
And this is just a small team.
Yeah, because they value the things that they have. They value the things that they've created.
Yeah.
They put their people first. The system is based on trust.
You're right.
So you know that this being Adidas and it's a German brand, Germans will buy that first before they go and buy
anything else.
Gucci from Italy.
They don't even buy it.
Yeah.
Do you see it here? It's
No. I don't see American cars here.
No, they don't need it. They
German cars.
Only German cars. Yeah.
Mercedes.
If you are working,
Porsche.
you go to the company and pick one.
That's it.
Why should I import car from America? What the company?
But we have Kantanka producing cars in Ghana.
The trust.
You see, based on trust.
Right.
And it goes both ways.
Yeah,
the people trusting if the product is actually a good product.
Yes.
And the manufacturer actually producing a good product to give to the people.
Yeah, but
so it's a two-way situation.
In a way, look at the manufacturer of Kantaka cars. He owns fleet of luxury cars from America.
Yeah, he's not even using his own.
Exactly. He barely uses his own car.
Do you trust your own creation?
These people should be the time that they have to go to the schools, donate the cars to the school owners.
Yeah.
So the kids that are growing, you know, be part of the schools in Ghana. That make a little bit of projects in school. So when the kids are growing, this is my teacher is driving Kantaka made in Ghana.
Yeah.
And then the owner also comes there to make a little bit of donations, to the school. So the mindset, they will grow up with it, and in the future they can also love to buy this. But if you don't do these things, it doesn't work like that. That's why sometimes you go to a German kindergarten or something like this, you see people like Mercedes come there to do something small for the schools. So they are in their head when they grow up.
They've been
it's
exposed
Mercedes.
to these type of things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You go to stadium, the same thing.
It's so many factors that come into play. I was talking about our music, right?
Yeah.
If you listen to the music that was done in Ghana, the hip life songs, the likes of, let's say, Lord Kenya,
Lord Kenya,
Ochame Kwame, or Achame, those type of people, and the message they have in about even like their love songs, right? About how love is, right? It was very peaceful.
Yeah, of course you're right.
If you listen to the songs today it's about, I have the money, I'll take care of you, also give me some honey. So it's an exchange program.
I see.
You understand? And then we blame each other. Oh, these girls, they like money too much. The girls, all these guys, all they want to do is
forgetting the foundation. They brought it up.
Exactly. You build a system yourself. So we all should be stakeholders in this. We all have to make sure that we build a system that will help not only us but the generations to come. Because everything that I've seen traveling around, especially in the West, is that they are more focused on what is to come in the next 20 years, 30 years.
You're right.
Not what is happening tomorrow, not what one political leader came to say, I've built a road that goes to Spintex. So that is not even something they talk about.
Even the what you are building was actually, it's been
years ago.
It's been written down that you have to, this person have to do it, or this man, somebody have to do it. So it's not like because you do it, it has to be.
It's not.
It's not.
We have people like cutting swords because they built
thousands
a school for
hospitals. Kobe, tell me, what's the next for Kobe? I mean,
well, basically, I'm looking forward to. I mean, I can't do it all, but what I can do in my power to change the narrative about Africa, because being here and being on this whole business business experience has actually opened my mind to many things. It's an exchange, so I've given knowledge, I've taken knowledge back. So what I'm doing is just going to gradually implement some of the things that I have also learned. And the Bontech is actually still expanding. We are into AI consultancy. We build AI models and apps and all those type of things as well. So we are still expanding, and we are hoping that in the next probably 5 years, I mean, I'm saying 5 years, but it could be shorter. Every Ghanaian will actually benefit from this creation.
I hope
we won't just give it to Europe and just leave it here.
This is my wish.
Yeah, that's what I'm praying for.
I hope so too.
And my other prayer is that in the next 2 years, Africans will realize that in worlds like this, we don't have anybody else but ourselves. So we have to look out for.
That's true. I mean, that's the most important thing. My wish is that people like you will be recognized in the society. For your your contribution will be recognized to help the youth that are the new generation, because it's very important. Such ideas should be implemented in schools. For the kids to grow up with. It's the most important thing. Kobe, thank you for passing through. Really, I'm really impressed. When I have guys like you in the studio, because you educated the people out there. It really help us, and it helps us to go far also. Thanks a lot for passing through.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime there's an update on the Bontech,
of course you should pass through, and
definitely.
Let's talk about it. It's very educative. This is what we need. It's for me. I have kids, and I want my kids to learn things like this, because this is the future.
Tech.
Tech is the future. Look at Elon Musk today. We can't even boast of 1% Elon Musk in Ghana at the moment, and it's sad.
But there are ideas there. I'll say there are so many talented people.
Exactly.
They should just, if you won't fund it, let people do it. Let me just finish with this.
There has to be a setup. Something.
There's one guy on this team that got his small setup got a funding of about 1.2 million dollars
from Africa.
From outside to implement his stuff in Africa. the money got into the country, but it's with somebody.
He doesn't want to release it.
Yeah. So there's another fund that was coming, actually from Switzerland. They said it has to pass through government. He said no.
He doesn't want.
No, because he's not going to get it.
Never. He will not get it.
And he can't give results. So at the end of the day, you look like he has all these records, and it's not that.
It's sad.
Another thing is, so there are also people that are creating all these tech stuff in Ghana that are actually not doing the work, just trying to set up something to receive funding and divert the money. If you keep doing that,
business for people.
Yeah, exactly. If you keep doing that, the people that are actually working to create things,
can't be recognized.
Exactly, it become hard because now it will get to a point where Ghana will be blacklisted because the money goes in.
It never comes to the right people.
It never goes.
It goes to some families.
Some people's pockets, and it never does what it's supposed to do.
It's sad.
And whoever that is actually doing the work will not be able to actually show what they're actually doing. So I'll just advise that we just do the right thing as a people. Yes. It's all about the mindset.
You're right.
You can't blame anybody. Right. It's our mindset.
You're right.
Yeah. So,
thanks you, Kobe. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for the dedication.
Thank you.
And guys, don't forget to subscribe to Links Podcast. Share our videos. Let everybody get access to Links Podcast. Till later. Bye.